That's right. Welcome back to the Minecraft Hardcore series. Absolutely no one asked for, but everyone is watching anyway. Episode 2. If you didn't see the last one, that's fine. All you need to know is that I'm in the process of moving and remodeling this village closer to the river. In this episode, I want to get some diamond weapons and armor, and I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, by exploiting villagers. I'm playing hardcore, and I'm way too scared to explore dark and dangerous caves. So today I'm going to build a farm with a farmlands, a farmer's house, an animal barn, and a farmer-villager trading hall. After I've sponged all the farmers in my trading hall for a couple stacks of emeralds, then I plan to build houses for armorers, toolsmiths, and weaponsmiths, so sit right back and just munch your popcorn. I've been surveying the area for the best place to build a farm, and I think it's over here. But this area looks terrible, so first off, terraforming time-lapse. And I'll make it quick since I really just patched holes and smoothed out the land, but the fun part was sealing this cow in an eternal grave. And I finally found a chicken. One chicken, and I built him a pen and led him back to it. I'm gonna use his eggs to make more of him. Then I outlined an area for farmlands on the hillside, surrounded it with cobblestone, broke up the outline with cobble slabs and tree leaves as bushes, and then I made the area larger and more oval and started hydrating fields. All I have to plant right now is wheat and potatoes, but it should be enough to get me started trading with villagers for emeralds. After some additional work on the area and some more planting, we have a fully grown field of crops to harvest. Isn't that awesome? And after one harvest, which took about 2 or 3 days, here are the profits. Quite good for a single fully grown field. So now that we have a good yield of product coming in at regular intervals, I want to go ahead and build a farmer-villager trading hall, someplace where I can trade all these crops for emeralds. And the perfect location, of course, is right here. I'm envisioning a series of 2x2 stalls with composters and beds to lure in villagers. We'll place 4 more stalls opposite those and a nice 3-wide aisle between. In the same style as my other village remodel builds, I want a low wall between these posts around the outside of the build made of mixed cobblestone and andesite. I'm separating the farmers with only fences so they can gossip with each other to make sure their trades reset daily. These open fence gates will allow the farmers into their stalls, and if we shut these while they're sleeping, then they won't get out. Each farmer needs their own composter topped with a trapdoor to prevent the farmer escaping. I'm topping these gates with trapdoors purely for matching aesthetics, so each farmer stall looks like it has a countertop for business transactions. We need these open until the farmers are inside. And of course, each stall needs a bed to ensure a farmer will go into each stall at night so we can lock them in place. Now let's raise all these posts up 4 high. So now that we've got all these stalls, I've been raising up these beams, and I think we're going to have cross beams at about that level. Whoops, looks like I forgot to get one up there. I've been kind of thinking about the floor in here too, and I think what I want to do is I want to have a very kind of sandy but comfortable looking area for these guys to live in. So I think we're going to go ahead and turn this center area into a path, and then for the floor underneath each of the stalls, which has to be more even, I was thinking about using hay bales as a floor. What do you guys think of that? Okay, so I've done one stall here with hay, and I'll tell you, it looks really good. I mean, it looks exactly kind of like what I pictured, but with the floor turned into a path, you can actually see this green underneath the composter here. So I think that's going to have to come out too, and that's going to have to be a hay bale under there. And I've already used like half of the hay bales that I made, so this is actually going to be quite expensive. All right, so I had to farm quite a bit of my next wheat crop in order to get it, but now I've got a hay bale floor underneath each of the compartments where the farmer villagers will be living, and I think it looks quite good. I think it was quite worth it. And now I'm going to quickly speed things up by putting on the walls and the roof of the place. may be no template for a villager barn in Minecraft, but if there was, I would move it here and remodel it to look like this. I think perhaps the only thing it needs on the outside is some hay bales hanging around. And inside I added a couple touches such as slabs along the roof, a chain with a light, and lanterns between a couple of the stalls here. And up here on the roof I also added the detail of putting a copper rod on the top beam of the roof. However, I did some reading on the wiki and this isn't a very good idea because all these blocks are flammable, so this copper rod could actually attract lightning and burn down the whole barn. So at this point I was planning on releasing a couple villagers so they could go over and hopefully find themselves some workstations over there in the barn. However, villagers also have a tendency to get in the way, so I think I'm going to wait until I've built a couple more structures before I release them. So at the end of this video, I'll release them. We have all of these animals penned up over here, including a whole bunch of chickens now. So I need some place to move all these animals. So I think it calls for a second barn. So we're going to build another barn here, and the main difference is that we're going to need animal pens. I think we're going to have four. One for, let's see, over there, cows, sheep, chickens, and pigs, because obviously we got some pigs wandering around the area and they obviously need to be penned up. So I want these pens to be a little bit bigger on each side. So we'll have 3 spaces in between the pillars. And then 3 on each side. We may actually need to expand the hill a little bit here so that the barn isn't like totally sitting on the edge of it. Another 3 wide gap here, and then another set of 2 big animal pens on this side. And just like before, we're going to have an outline made out of cobblestone and andesite going around the outer walls of the building. More fence posts in between. Because we're going to have animals in here, I want to texture the ground in here with coarse dirt and path blocks and regular dirt, of course, but I also want podzol to be here, so I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to go ahead and grow up a spruce tree here. It doesn't seem to be working all that well. Maybe I should take out these blocks over here so that I can get a grow on this big spruce. Here we go. Now all that's left to do is to raise up this barn and put a roof on it. I'm getting very excited about how this is turning out. This is looking like a great farming area. Look at what I did with the ground here. And yes, I reduced the podzol in here to where it's basically not overwhelming. It's just like a few accent texture blocks. Over here, of course, is all grass. This is where the sheep will be kept. And look at what I did with the roof up there. I got kind of fancy with it. Okay, and now for the fun part, we're going to grab these animals and try to get them to go over and into the stalls in the barn. Okay, now then, let's try to fasten these leads onto some of these chickens. Now I'm going to switch over to the axe here. And, whoop, sorry about that. And now we're going to use the seed and these leads to lead all these chickens. Most of them came with me. All these chickens, we're going to take them all over the barn. They're laying eggs as we go. That's funny. Right in here, I've already thrown a couple eggs here. And let's see how many of these chickens we can get to voluntarily come inside here. That's great. All right, so again, let's get, whoops. Oh, I fed him with the 1 wheat that I had on hand. Darn it. I've already failed. All right, I'll just take one more of those. So now we've got all of them coming with us. All right, come along, moo-moos, come along. All right, see how many we get through the door there. And then into this pen. Seems like there's a cow outside the barn that didn't come in. All right, this is much easier. You just get into the pen with them, get the leads back, and now maybe I can push and shove my way out of here. And there we go. We got a bunch of cows in here. All right, so now a bunch of them can come with me. All right, this way, this way. Everybody keep following me. All right, hey, everybody come back in here. Look at what I have. I've got a piece of weed. Isn't that fun? And finally, we've had this pig just kind of wandering around the village. I don't have any carrots yet, and I'm gonna put him in the final little pen there. All right, come on in. There he goes. All right, don't worry, we'll get you a little life partner pretty soon here. There's another pig right there. Let's go pull that one in, and that'll be Mrs. Pig in the barn. Come on. All right, here we go. We got a nice little cozy place for you with the other pig. Come on, come in. Come on. Yeah, it could be a while, but once I get some carrots, I will breed you guys up and you'll have plenty of little piglets. And now it's time to get back to remodeling the village. We need a farmhouse for villagers to live in, and this structure already looks like a farmer's abode. So I'm going to tear down this house in the original village and move it over to my farm area. I built it sideways because I want to extend the house lengthwise and add a big porch. So let's move this doorway to the side. I'm going to copy this dormer window over here and then add 3 rows of oak slabs to the porch, raise some posts, and top it with extinguished campfires. Rushed through that a bit quickly, didn't I? Well, I have 3 more structures to move and remodel, starting with this armor shop. I'm going to open up the walls and replace this chimney with a brick one. This village doesn't have toolsmith or weaponsmith shops, but here's what they would look like in a plains village. So that is 2 redesigns complete and very successful, I must say. Here is the armor shop with the armor on display, anvil, and plenty of chests for trades. And then over here we have my remodel, my take, I guess, on a toolsmith shop. This was a pretty kind of bland and crazy building, but I decided that the toolsmith would live here and then work on his patio, which I think would be pretty nice. So once we remodel this weaponsmith shop into something that looks a little nicer, we will be ready to set free some villagers and actually see this area come to life. And oh, I can't wait. Yep, I nearly got killed by a creeper while building this, but what doesn't kill you definitely makes you smarter and more cautious. So yes, just like the toolsmith house, I turned this into a little abode and I moved this table over here and added a nice little flower stand for that. And yeah, we've got the furnaces in here loaded up and we can put all of our trades with our future weaponsmith here in the chest. Guess what time it is? It is finally time to release these villagers. However, after what happened to our poor cat here in the iron farm last episode, Mr. Ooh, I think I almost forgot poor Mr. Cocoa Pebbles' name. That is not a good look. But yes, after the untimely death of poor Mr. Cocoa Pebbles, who tried to swim in lava, we need to make this a safer area, and hopefully putting these fence posts here will do it. Now, normally what I would like to do is to have a little bit more of a depression underneath that trapdoor that they're standing on, and use some powered rails to take them out of here. However, I am still too chicken to go mining and try to find any rails or gold. So instead, I'm just going to release these guys. Yeah, that piece of glass, and if we take out this piece of glass, they are free. They are free. Look at them. They're heading... Hi, how's it going? They are heading directly over to the village. They are heading directly to the farm. I love it. Oh, actually, we may have an issue up there. What I kind of didn't get over is that at the bottom of all my posts here, I used these what do you call them? Composters, because I wanted whoever lived here to definitely be a farmer, and they've had no problem coming in and taking over and hopping over everything. However, I want them to go over to the villager breeder. So I'm going to start taking these off of here, just temporarily. One guy has already gone in here. Yes, yes, that is exactly what I wanted, sir. Yes. All right, there goes that guy. Oh, here comes another guy. Looks like he has taken on that one. So we need to make sure that all these guys take on the composters that are inside the trading hall here. That's right this way. Oh, you like that one, huh? Well, I'm going to take it out of here. All right, man, it is filling up quick. And then let's head over here and let's seal these villagers that we have inside the trading hall. Yep. Welcome to the villager trading hall. I look forward to doing commerce with all of you. And over the course of this round of my game, I have amassed tons upon tons of wheat and potatoes and pumpkins to trade. All right, he wants carrots. Great. And he will take some. Awesome. All right, we've traded him up to his first level there, and we've got our first emeralds right there. And just like that, we've done it. Full set of diamond armor, full set of diamond gear. And this is my new little kitty. I think I'm going to call her Princess Moonbow. So here are some of the villagers that I've been trading with. We did manage to get a weaponsmith, and he sells a diamond axe with efficiency 2 and fortune 1, and a sword with Bane of the Arthropods, and that's what I'm currently equipping. Let's see, over here is the armorer, and he sells leggings with blast protection, diamond boots with feather falling 3, diamond helmet with protection, and diamond chest plate with protection, and that is the armor set that I'm currently wearing. And then this guy is the toolsmith. He's from down the street there, and he actually sells diamond hoes. That's pretty cool. He doesn't sell axes, but he does sell a diamond shovel with efficiency 1 and a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 2. So if you enjoyed this episode, I hope you'll click the like button and subscribe for more episodes like this if you really enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.